This is Coach Mike Lightfoot and Jacci, my wife, and we are so excited to be able to share some things about Nation of Coaches today. I've been able to be a regional director for the last 2.5 years after coaching at the collegiate level as a head coach for 30 years. And so it has been a blessing. It's been a tremendous ride for us to be a part of such an incredible ministry and organization.
Mike would never tell you this himself, but I am extremely proud of him. He is a coach that has won 7 national championships. He has been inducted into Hall of Fames. My kids like to joke that they're running out of halls. So we are very, very proud of him. And I have had the honor and the privilege to sit behind him on the bench for 39 plus years, 30 at the college level. So I count that as a privilege and a blessing. And I know what those women are going through, which just adds to the pleasure of our ministry.
I had a coach, a Power 5 coach, stop me at an AU game not too long ago and said, "Coach, why in the world would you get out of coaching with the success and the things that you've had?" And I simply said, because there's another purpose. There's another drive behind me, is to serve the coaches that are really struggling. My heart is for coaches, and we know the impact that they make. As a coach, I always looked for impact players that were going to help my organization, my team win. But what now I'm looking for is the opportunity to make an impact on coaches, because I know if I can impact a coach who's struggling, who's dealing with issues, who has tough times either on the court or off the court, I can be there for him. I can be a light to a dark world. And so it's been a real blessing for me to see a change. And one of the things I've been able to do as a regional director has been able to place Christian men in their programs, embed them right into their teams. We've got about 22 character coaches just here in the state of Indiana now over the past couple of years. And it was amazing. One time I went to a coach at a state school and I said, "Hey, we would really like to see a character coach." And he goes, "No, I don't think we want to do anything like that in my program." Well, about a week later, he called me back. He said, "Talk to me about that character coach thing, because my point guard pulled a gun on another player, and I think we do need a character coach." Well, since then, we've seen a tremendous change, and they just finished having the best season they ever had, and it had tremendous chemistry wherever they had. We also had a unique situation. One of my character coaches in a pickup game passed away, but then he was revived on the floor, and the impact that he has on those players that he works with really makes a difference, because when he talks about life and death and how vulnerable, how fragile life is, that's an attention grabber for a lot of players. So we are blessed to work with the character coaches here in Indiana, and have seen some incredible stories that we've been blessed to have.
Mike has over 40 of his players now, past college players now, are actually coaching basketball. So what he invested into them, now they invest into 15 more young men each year on their team. So we are really blessed. I've loved watching him serve them and pour into them and just teach them about life and what that looks like after college basketball. And so now they're men and they're coaches and they're husbands and they're fathers, and it's just been incredible. So to watch him carry that from the court now over into what he does for Nations of Coaches has been amazing, because he's doing that same thing. He's pouring into these coaches now and allowing them to pour into young men again. So we are just honored to be a part of that. I'm also honored to be able to serve the women that come as coaches' wives. I never understood some of the times when I felt so lonely and so alone and so vulnerable in a gym full of people. And now I know that I was just prepared for our mission now, and that's to serve these women, for me, right where they're at, to understand that they feel lonely and that they're raising children sometimes and they feel like they're doing it alone. So I just feel completely honored and privileged to be able to serve them now in any way that I can.
Nation of Coaches is an organization that does so many incredible things for so many people. And that's my passion. How can I help coaches? How can I help them grow and develop, but more importantly, lead them to the master coach and allow them to lead their players to the master coach? And so this ministry is vital. It's a vital product of this organization and also very important for our culture today. We need to get the game of basketball back. And I truly believe Nation of Coaches is going to be that vessel that God is going to use to take this wonderful game back. So thank you. Thank you, Nation of Coaches.
Be blessed.